What's good, guys? It's Joseph, and today I have a render settings tutorial. I know a lot of editors do render setting tutorials, but I just want to make my own, show you guys exactly what I do. And sorry, it's kind of raining outside, so if you hear that in the background, I can't really do anything about that. I just want to get an upload out because I've been really inactive past couple weeks, and I want to get some more videos out there because I've been kind of not making any videos. I'm going to try to get some more top 5 edits out there. I didn't have one this week. But if you guys want to go ahead and submit, there's going to be a link in the description, so go ahead and click that and then fill out the form, and then I'll go ahead and look at your edit and see if I can pick you for my top 5. But let's go ahead and get started. I have After Effects open and Media Encoder. I use After Effects CC 2014, so it doesn't have, as some of you know, it doesn't have a MP4 in there to render as, but there's a way you can get around that if you want to. I just go ahead and render in Media Encoder queue because it compresses it, and it allows you to work in After Effects while you're rendering something else. So if you wanted to work on another project or something like that, then you would want to render with Media Encoder queue. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have After Effects open, and I'm going to go ahead and drag some kind of clip in here. And so I have it in there. I'm just going to go ahead and drag it into composition. I'm going to make a new composition. So when you're making a composition, go ahead and look at your frame rate. If you have a frame rate of 60, then you're going to want to render in 30 frames per second because it looks nicer, no frames drop, and if you have motion blur on it, the motion blur looks better, and it just looks a lot better than if you rendered in 60 frames per second. I don't know if you've heard that from someone or something like that, but that's my opinion, and that's usually what I go by. That's the standard I go by. And if my frame rate is 59.94, then my render, I render in 29.97. So I'm going to make that composition and then drag the clip in there. So I got the clip. Let's just pretend I edited this, make a little mini edit out of it, and I wanted to render it, and I wanted to render this part. So what I would do is I would go ahead and go to composition and then go to render queue. If I wanted to render inside After Effects, then I would go to best settings, and obviously since this is 59.94, I would go ahead and change this to 29.97, and then I would press OK for that. Just leave all these best, full, all that stuff. Press OK, then go to lossless, and then go to change this from AVI to QuickTime, and then go to format options and make sure this is H.264, and then press OK, and then there we go. We have everything we need to render, and then once you go ahead and start rendering, you just press render and then it'll render it out, obviously. But that's not what I do. I go ahead and go to composition and add to Media Encoder queue, and it'll take a little bit to load up, but we're not going to worry about that. In here I have a couple presets saved for when I render in 720p and 1080p, because for some edits I render in 1080p and some in 720p. It just depends on what I'm feeling that day, or if my clips were in 1080p or something like that. But we're going to go ahead and do it from scratch. We have match source high bit rate. That's usually what it sets it as. It sets it as what you had in After Effects, but if you wanted to further edit it a little bit more, you'd click that, and it's going to connect to this dynamic link server, and then it would take you into another window just like this one, and then we would go ahead and scrub through and see what our edit looks like, and if we have everything we want in there, and we do. And so you want to go to not effects, but go to video, and then uncheck all of these boxes so we can go ahead and further edit whatever we want. So frame rate, since it's 59.94, render in 29.97. And if you wanted to change the dimensions, you could change this from progressive, just keep it as progressive, so you can put that back. Square pixels, make sure that square pixels main, change that to high. And some people use upper or lower first. I just use progressive. Some keep that on there. Keep that. We don't need to change that. Square pixels. Change this to high, and then uncheck this for 5.1, so that it will give you like maximum quality. Some people use variable bitrate one pass. That's what I usually use. A lot of people use constant bitrate, but I don't really use constant bitrate. It just kind of depends. Some people like constant bitrate better. You can kind of compare, render a couple edits out in constant bitrate and render some out in variable bitrate and see what you like. I end up using this one most of the time, so I'm going to go ahead and keep using that. And that's basically it for everything. I don't really have anything else. I usually check. You could check render at maximum depth. I mean, It's just, I don't really think that's necessary. And since I just checked that, it changed my things. So I'm going to go ahead and change them back. So change this back to 1280 by 720. This should automatically change. There we go. So now we have all of our settings back and we're good. All you need to do from there is you can output it somewhere. So click that. And then if I wanted to render it in one of my folders here, I would go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to render it. And if you want, you can save this preset and then go ahead and name it. There we go. I'm not going to name it though. It just if you wanted to, you would click, I think, yeah, save preset, then name it. Then you press OK and then press the green arrow to go ahead and render. And other than that, that's all you need. While this is rendering, you can go in After Effects, start a new composition, and work on something else and make use of your time and not wait for something to get done rendering, because that's what I found myself doing when I was rendering in After Effects. But I don't have to do that anymore. I hope this tutorial was useful to you. I know you've probably seen a tutorial like this before from other editors, but if you're new, just in case, and you didn't know how to render, this is how you do it in After Effects CC 2014, because I know a lot of you have that one. I enjoy it myself. I'm probably not going to upgrade anytime soon to 2015, but other than that, sorry for being so inactive. Also, go in my description and enter edits into the top 5 contests, and comment down below if you have any questions or any other tutorials you want to see from me. My DMs are open on Twitter as well if you wanted to order like an intro or something. I'm doing intros, I do edits for people. I'm actually doing an intro right now, so if you ask one for me, you'll have to wait for me to finish that one. I have like a little list I have of intros I gotta do for people. So other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'm out. Peace.